You're listening to Bullpen Science with Dr. Richard Aplin, the podcast that gives you real health solutions to your real health problems. And now, your visionary host, Dr. Richard Aplin.
Hello, everyone. Hi, it's Dr. Aplin with Bullpen Science, and we're on location in Atlanta, Georgia at the NeuroInfinity Certification and Training course. And today's special guest, and I mean special guest, you're going to love him, is Dr. Richard Roy. He's a chiropractor, and he also is a PhD. Dr. Richard Roy is the newest group on our faculty, and his specialty is research. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear what he has to say about the near future for chiropractic. So, Dr. Richard Roy, thank you very much for joining us on this podcast.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Rick.
I thank you. Can you give us just a snippet of what you were able to share today? Because I'm telling you, I was sitting on the edge of my seat as you were discussing what you spoke of today.
Well, what we did is we took a small sample from one doctor, and we had 20 patients. And what we graphed every single variable that the NeuroInfinity instrument measures. And so we were able...
Now, excuse me, that's that instrument that we use in the practice that we measure, we do the stress response evaluation with.
That is correct.
Okay.
And that stress response has 8 segments, and each segment is measured through other variables. For example, we measure the heart rate variability, the heart rate itself, the respiration rate, the skin conductance, which is also called GSR.
Right.
We measure EMGs, we measure brainwaves. And by measuring all of these different variables, we can put them together and we can start putting correlations when we have a big number. But with a small number, we can look at what's happening. Now, for example, we had one of the brainwaves was reacting totally opposite of what was expected for every different phase.
Right. And how many patients go into doctors today have that exact same profile where their brains are operating the opposite of the way they're supposed to operate?
Well, I would say many. I wouldn't be arrogant enough to venture a number or a percentage, but I'd say it must be pretty high, given the society we live in,
exactly,
the food we have. And I would venture to say that they probably represent the typical patient walking into a chiropractor's office with having nerve interference at the spine. So the brain is already not functioning 100%. You have interference at the spine, so you're reducing the effect. So it's like the telephone trick, magic trick kind of, you have it in parties, You say one word to one person and the word goes down the line, and at the end it's a totally different word.
Correct.
Well, you're getting a message from a brain that's not functioning right, going through a spine that's ill-functioning as well, and you have an end result. So if we can treat the people, we're cutting down one line of communication that is erroneous. Then if we can train them, with the training system that goes along with these instruments that are provided by NeuroInfinity, we can have the second level of improvement in the brain. So we improve the brain and we improve the communication channel with the chiropractic treatment. So our goal is to be able to measure the effect that the chiropractic profession with and without training will have on those people that come in and are quote-unquote damaged goods.
Well, and getting this published, the impact of that on society has got to be just absolutely tremendous.
Well, it would be looked at in a very interesting way, and I'm sure that a lot of questions will be raised because it will be a game changer. Because you will be able to say, look, these people come in damaged, we get them to a certain level with just chiropractic care. But when we give them chiropractic care and we retrain them through the exercise for their brain, we get them to a better level and they are more able to adapt to today's society. So we have less stress in those people, less adverse reaction in those people. So you know what? When those people function better at one level, it reminds me of Mother Teresa.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she was interviewed on CBS many years ago, and the interviewer asked her, Mother Teresa, if you could do one thing to solve a world problem, what would it be? And they had to go to commercial break twice before she answered, because it took about 5 minutes for her to think it through. And she said to the interviewer, said, if every family would take care of his own household and their yard, there wouldn't be family problem. Wow. If there is no family problem, there is no neighborhood problem. If there's no neighborhood problem, there's no city problem. If there's no city problem, there's no country problem. And if there's no country problem, there's no world problem. It starts at the family. Well, us in chiropractic, we say it started with one person. Initially, it started with Harvey Lillard. But today, if we take care of one person and we make them better, their whole entourage benefits. And the more of them that we get better, the more their entourage grows. And the more the entourage grows, the more we affect the total environment of our entire society.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I appreciate the time you took out of your busy schedule. I know you're teaching this weekend, and I know you're trying to enjoy as many of the conversations that you can get your hands on with all the work in NI here today. But thank you again for being on our podcast, and for everyone else, this is Dr. Richard Aplin and Bullpen Science. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Bullpen Science with Dr. Richard Aplin. To learn more about real health solutions to your real health problems, call us at 256-203-9433 or visit us online at envisionchiropractic.com today.